1 in 3. That's how many American men will face physical violence, sexual assault, or stalking by an intimate partner. 1 in 3 women worldwide will endure physical or sexual abuse, most often by someone they know. But domestic abuse isn't just bruises. It's manipulation, it's fear, it's control that seeps into every part of your life. I'm Ingrid Dutton, and I survived it. Then I created 1 in 3 so no one else has to suffer in silence. Each week, we break that silence together. Occasionally joined by survivors, loved ones, and experts, we talk about the pain, yes, but also about the healing, resilience, and the fight to reclaim your life. This podcast is more than awareness, it's a lifeline. And a reminder, you are seen, you are heard, you are never alone. Search for 1 in 3 wherever you get your podcasts, because every voice matters and every story deserves to be heard. Domestic Violence Awareness Month evolved from the Day of Unity, which was originally held in October 1981. The month was first recognized in 1987. Domestic Violence Awareness Month is an opportunity for survivors to tell their stories so others understand they are not alone. As we close out this month, we have one more situation to share with you. We also recognize October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Living Beyond Breast Cancer's 2022 theme is Together We Can. CAN stands for Change the Conversation, assist those impacted by breast cancer to get the information they deserve and need, and nurture and build a community of support.
Hiya, sister.
Hiya.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Who are you?
Did I not say? I'm Jessica. Did you say who you were?
No.
Oh, okay.
Process of elimination. That makes me Ingrid.
That's my sister, Ingrid.
That's my sister, Jessica.
And this is another situation.
Yes. And guys, you've hung in with us. What are you doing?
Me?
Are you cleaning your teeth?
I ate a handful of chocolate chips before I came on, and one of them was stuck in my teeth.
And you chose now to suck it out?
Well, I didn't realize it was there. I just felt it. Sorry. Good thing there's no video.
Well, thank you.
Anyway.
Let me talk, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging in with us this month. It has been a tough one, but we are almost done.
We have today's story, and then next week we'll go to something not so heavy.
Yes. So why don't you go ahead? You have a few definitions and things you want to go over before we get into our specific situation.
Yes. And my papers got wet, so they're really loud. You know, like how when papers get wet, they're that weird.
Everything you do is loud.
If you hear my papers rustling, it's actually me and not Alice this time. Okay. I got this information from the Young Women's Christian Association, which that I didn't know that's what it stood for before I got all the information. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's ywca.com. And
that's like the opposite of YMCA, you know?
I know. That's actually like what drew me to it. I was like, and that's why I had to find out what it means. It was, yeah. Anyways, so the Y.
Wait, you seriously just found this out today?
The YWCA?
Yes.
No, I didn't find it out today. I found out when I did my research.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, YMCA is Young Men's Christian Association? Oh my God. Oh, no, I did not know that. Off to a good start today.
This is what happens when we let Jessica read.
Okay. Well,
Carry on. This is going to be a fun one.
So the YWCA is dedicated to eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting justice, peace, freedom, and dignity for all. The reason why I went to this is there's actual difference between intimate partner violence and domestic violence. So while they appear to be the same thing, and they definitely have overlap, domestic violence and intimate partner violence are two different terms with different meanings. Domestic violence is violence that takes place within a household and can be between any two people within that household. So DV can occur between a parent and child, siblings, or even roommates. Intimate partner violence, which is what we've been covering this month, can only occur between romantic partners who may or may not be living together in the same household. So actually, like all the situations we covered are DV, but more specifically, they are also IPV. Intimate partner violence may also be referred to as intimate partner domestic violence, and that's IPDV. Okay.
What is the difference between IPDV and IPV?
It's the same. It's like synonyms. Synonyms. Oh my gosh. They're synonymous.
You can say synonymous.
Oh, they're synonymous. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so happy to have you back in front of the microphone.
Good grief. All right. So IPV includes any behavior that one intimate partner, current or former, uses to establish power and control over another intimate partner. It can include physical or sexual violence, financial, emotional, psychological, cultural, spiritual, and reproductive abuse, as well as other forms of controlling behavior. In relationships affected by IPV, we view the survivor of IPV as a partner who the controlling behavior is aimed at. In the same context, the perpetrator of IPV is the partner leveraging power and control over the other. So IPV can occur regardless of whether the individuals involved were living together or not. This distinction is what separates it from the term domestic violence, which means like the people are living together. The term intimate partner domestic violence, well, here you go, Ing, more specifically refers to abusive behavior of residents of one single location who are in an intimate relationship with each other, in turn excluding family members or other residents living within the household who would fall under the broader term of domestic violence. Okay, so then this website also talks about the power and control wheel and how it's a tool that's helpful for understanding the patterns of abuse. And one thing that they did, I think we talked about it before, was they actually changed the pronouns of the power and control wheel. So it wasn't all she and he. Okay, so this is what domestic violence is. Domestic violence means different things to different people. At the YWCA, the song just popped in my head. They view domestic violence through the lens of the power and control, but it's not the legal definition. Legally, the term domestic violence applies to any two parties in the same household. Domestic violence in the legal field serves as a tag added to the end of a charge to describe it, such as assault/domestic violence or malicious mischief domestic violence. In the same sense, domestic violence itself is not a crime, but a category of a crime. This legal definition and use of the term domestic violence only applies to Washington. Other places around the country may operate differently. Some of the things that are included with domestic violence is the physical harm, bodily injury, assault, creating a fear that physical harm, bodily injury, pushing, shoving, slapping, punching, kicking, or assault will happen soon, sexual assault, and one thing I don't think we talked about at all was stalking. That's can be considered domestic violence. So domestic violence often includes verbal and or mental abuse, but in order to qualify for a protection order in a domestic violence case, the survivor must have experienced domestic violence as stated under the legal definition. So the last thing that I did want to cover that we haven't really talked about in our episodes is that how children are impacted by intimate partner violence. So they are often accidentally or incidentally impacted when parents experience the IPV. they actually, the YWCA has a wheel of children coping with family violence, and it helps understand the impacts that, like, it has like the pie thing, like the power control wheel, but it helps understand the impacts that family violence, especially from IPV, can have on children. Children without adequate coping skills are more likely to experience drug abuse, generational family violence, and abusive relationships. It is critical that children who witness IPV receive the help they deserve. Parents or caregivers can help their children who have experienced adverse childhood experiences, such as witnessing IPV. Through a stable, positive connection with a caring adult, children build resilience and are able to move forward successfully after trauma. Children, along with their individual paths of healing, sorry, they encourage healing through advocacy, education, and empowerment for the children. So there are therapists that can work with children who have witnessed IPV, and they do safety planning, feeling identification, healthy relationship skills, while also providing emotional support and resources. And so another thing that comes into play with the healthy relationship skills is that children that see that tend to normalize that kind of behavior. Like, oh, my parents did it, so that must mean all parents do it, which I guess that maybe is where the generational family violence comes from. So that's just some facts that I wanted to share with you guys about IPV and domestic violence. But there's a ton of resources out there, including the YWCA, which I think is in every state. I don't know if it's in every county, and it is international.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Jessica.
YWCA. It's fun to stay at the...
I can't believe you didn't know that. Okay, Jess, let it rip with the spiel.
Oh, gosh, everybody. Trigger warning. This is a story about intimate partner violence, which can include physical, sexual, or emotional abuse. And just so everyone's aware, this also includes abuse of an animal. Animals.
Okay. So this is our final submission we've received for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But as Jessica said, this is intimate partner violence. And this is also, I can't remember if I said it was anonymous. I've been talking for 30 seconds and I don't remember if I said it. So
I thought you did. It is.
Okay. But it is anonymous, and I will be speaking in the first person again. So here we go. Looking back, I don't know what I was thinking. There were so many warning signs that I ignored. He was initially so intrigued with me because he knew by my profession we were both into art. However, after looking at my work portfolio, which contained some award-winning advertising campaigns, he said, "So you're not a real artist." I was stunned by what I felt was an insult. In spite of it, I still kept seeing him. I had told him I had always wanted to learn tennis. He played tennis, so he said he would teach me. Those tennis lessons brought out his abusive side. He would yell insults at me and yell how awful I was at tennis. This would induce me to tears, which would enrage him more. He would start hitting balls at me, so they would intentionally hit me. One lesson, a guy who was playing in another court came over and yelled at him. A lot of angry words were exchanged, but no fighting. The guy who came over to rescue me left, but looks at me and told me that I didn't need to put up with that treatment.
Oh my gosh.
But I still didn't listen to those warning signs. A few months later, he moved in with me and my beloved cats. My cat was not used to having a male around and was skittish around him and sometimes hissed at him. Instead of trying to be reassuring to my cat, he took the hissing as an insult. This led him to physically abusing my cat. He started grabbing my cat and would throw him into walls or across the floor.
Oh my gosh.
When the cat would run and hide under a crawl space or under a table, he would crawl after him, pull him out, and throw him again.
What a psychopath.
It tore me apart, and I begged for him to stop, but it didn't matter. The cat started it, and it wasn't his fault. A few months after I started seeing him, I became pregnant. He was excited by that, and he immediately wanted to get married. I agreed, even though a voice inside kept telling me I shouldn't. So we ended up getting married out of town while he was working on a business trip. We married in a judge's office. Not even 15 minutes after we were married, he was taking a bus back to our hotel room. He started talking about how he wanted to strangle my cat and described how he would do it.
Oh my gosh, on their wedding day?
Yeah, not even 15 minutes after they were married.
Wow.
When we returned home, I made the hard decision to give my cat to a friend. It broke my heart, but I was so afraid he would end up being killed. I told my coworkers that I was giving him away, and they were astounded. They knew how much I loved that cat and asked why. I told them that my new husband was not a fan of cats. I remember one of my friends saying, "You're seriously giving up your cat for this guy?" That comment hurt so much. I felt horrible that I let my cat down. As we made plans for the arrival of our baby, my sister came to visit along with my niece and nephew. She had lots of baby stuff she wanted to give us, and she wanted to meet her new brother-in-law. He completely ignored her and her children while she was there from the moment they walked into the door. He didn't even acknowledge them when I introduced them to him. He just turned his back and went into the other room. It was so rude.
Wow.
Years later, my sister, who is usually very outspoken, said it took all she had not to yell at him and wanted to tell me to leave him. We moved into a larger townhouse so we would have room for our baby. He was very into decorating our new place, and that included purchasing a brand new Italian leather sofa. However,
Oh my gosh, with a brand new baby.
right. However, I was not allowed to sit on that sofa because he was afraid my water would break and ruin the sofa.
What?
Yeah. As I mentioned before, he also liked art and was actually a very good artist. He wanted to hang one of his paintings above our bed. That wouldn't usually be such a bad idea, except that the painting was of his nude high school girlfriend. After our daughter was born...
Who does that? Sorry.
This guy.
Obviously.
After our oh my God.
I'm a little mad. I'll stop.
After our daughter was born, he was a loving father. It was clear that our daughter was going to be a daddy's girl. Around the same time, his sister, who raised pugs, gave us 2 puppies. They were so sweet and cute.
Pug puppies?
Pug puppies.
Oh, I have a pug too.
They were so sweet and cute. You know, you don't need to interject with every sentence.
I know, but it was his birthday on Saturday, so that's why he's on my mind.
Okay.
He turned 13.
Happy birthday.
Or 14. I can't remember.
Happy birthday, Reggie.
Happy birthday.
They were so sweet and cute, but it didn't take long before those puppies were the victims of his abuse. If they had any potty mishaps, both of the puppies would get thrown around into the backyard. And if they shied away from him, that would make him even more angry, and they would get punched and thrown around more. He said that punishing them would teach them not to reject him.
That MRFer.
I was surprised no one ever called the cops after hearing those poor puppies yelping in pain night after night.
Sorry, friend. That's horrible.
A year after my daughter was born, he got a promotion at his job and we moved to another state. We were also much closer in proximity to his family. My ex wanted to have his mother and his sister over to our house after we moved for dinner and wanted me to cook. He loved my cooking and wanted to show me off to his family. On the day of the dinner, his sister had an argument with her husband and showed up to our house 5 hours early and very drunk. She convinced me to go out to a bar with her in spite of my protests that I had a lot of stuff to do to prepare for dinner, and in spite of my husband saying I could not go. At the bar, his sister proceeded to tell me the most horrible stuff about the men in their family. It was as if she was trying to warn me away from their family. She told me that when she was a preteen, one of her uncles forced her to perform oral sex on him. When I mentioned this story to my ex, all he had to say was, "What she didn't tell you was that our uncle is only 3 years older than she is." As if the closeness in age made it okay. My ex-husband's brother got married in another state one summer. We couldn't take my daughter to the wedding, plus we couldn't afford all the airfare, so he and I agreed that he would just go himself, especially since he was in the wedding. A couple of weeks after the wedding, we received a letter addressed to my ex on some company letterhead. Since I handled the bills, I assumed it was a bill and opened it up. Inside were photos of a girl in a bikini and a letter addressed to him. She said she had a great time at the wedding and thought he might like some photos of her modeling her new bikini. I confronted him with the letter. He said that she was the wife of his brother's best man. He said that she was really drunk and just kept hitting on every guy at the wedding, including the groom. He pointed to her pictures and said, sorry, there's some explicit language. Guess we should have said that at the beginning too. He pointed to her pictures and said, I wouldn't fuck that. She's ugly. Look at her nose. We kept calling her Jimmy Durante all night. It was true. She was kind of unattractive. So I believed him throughout the letter and pictures and just thought she was desperate for attention. However, months later, my ex left his email open and I discovered emails between the two of them. One was from him to her where he described a fantasy of her showing up to his hotel room after he had just showered and claimed she was lost. Then she dropped something and bent over to reveal she wasn't wearing underwear. And that wasn't it. There were more emails between him and other women. One email was from someone who apparently didn't realize he was married and had a child. Apparently, she called one night and I answered. She hung up and tried again, and I guess he ran to get the phone before I could answer. She was upset because she could hear our daughter in the background calling for daddy. Then there were more incidents. The wife of one of his high school friends claimed that he kept calling her from an unknown phone number and saying obscene things. He said it couldn't be me. She's really unattractive. And then he was charged with sexual harassment at his job and fired. He said the girl was lying. He would never try hitting on her because she was really ugly. Also, he had porn hidden all over the house, videotapes, and really graphic magazines. But yet, when I wanted to be intimate, he was not interested. His back hurt or he was too tired were always his excuses. At the same time, I felt he was forcing me to cut off contact with my family and friends. He insulted anything I enjoyed doing. During the time I was married to him, I never even watched my favorite football team because it made him so angry. When his favorite team lost, he would lose his temper, breaking things and punching holes in walls. He hated my team because they beat his team one time. He smashed a mug with my team logo on it, which was a gift from my mom. So I just stopped watching them and stopped watching football altogether, especially with him.
That's so sad.
Mm-hmm. He also made me throw out and or give away some childhood mementos that had been gifts from my family. He insulted me for keeping that garbage around. I started feeling alone. I couldn't be myself anymore, and I couldn't talk to the people who would support me the most. He didn't resort to physical abuse often, but when he did, it seemed like it was over small things. He pushed me downstairs one time over some song I liked at the time. He was upset because I thought the guitar player in the song was better than him. I also kept finding things that he was continuing to have contact with this woman from the other state. I asked his brother's wife about her. She acknowledged she was known for her slutty behavior, but she also told me, "You are such a great person. You don't deserve to be with someone like him." I think it was her words that started to give me the courage to leave and take back my life. His sister and his own mother even encouraged me. His parents had been divorced for years. His mother said to me one time, "I don't know what to say to you, only that he is exactly like his father." He had found out somehow that his mom and sister were on my side, and he stopped talking to them after that. I found a wonderful, supportive divorce lawyer to find out my options. She was immediately concerned for my safety. She was also concerned about his odd behavior with my daughter, such as bathing with her. She wanted me to leave as soon as possible and get a restraining order for both me and my daughter. I confess, I really didn't think he could be abusing my daughter, but my lawyer was pretty insistent and maybe she was trying to be aggressive. To this day, my daughter says she never remembers any kind of abuse. Later in life, she did end up with a falling out with him and has not spoken to him in years. He's a very sore subject for both of us, and we kind of have an unspoken agreement to never talk about him. However, he found out I was seeing a divorce lawyer and got very angry. Unfortunately, this happened close to Christmas. On Christmas Day, he woke me up from my daughter's room where I had been sleeping. He dragged me out of the house and into the snow, then locked the door behind me. He said I wasn't fit to celebrate Christmas with my daughter. I ended up having to walk barefoot in the snow to a neighbor's house to ask if they would call the police for me. While waiting for the police, he ended up coming over to say he was sorry. The police came, and he told the police that he was just upset because I was ruining Christmas and was sneaking around planning a divorce. He even told the cops that he felt that maybe it was because I was sleeping around. My lawyer wanted me out immediately. She got paperwork together and sent me to family court to get a restraining order. My babysitter, who knew everything going on, offered to let me and my daughter stay at her home until I found a place to live. The problem was that my ex had my daughter. So that night, in the middle of a snowstorm, I waited at my sitter's house until the police went to get my daughter and bring her there. I felt so awful that this had to be so traumatic for my daughter. When she finally arrived, we held each other and cried and cried. I had been
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
I had been slowly moving some of my stuff out and into a storage facility. However, since I ended up leaving in a hurry, I wasn't able to get some of my belongings and my daughter's clothes. I had to schedule a police escort to go back to the house to get our stuff. He wasn't supposed to be there, but he was, both begging me to stop and yelling insults at me at the same time. The police had to physically remove him to the outside while I packed up some things. However, when I went into my daughter's room, all her clothes were gone. The policeman with me asked my ex where her clothes were. He responded that he didn't know, that I probably took them with me, and that I was lying. Also missing were some of my shoes, my makeup, and a box of Christmas decorations that had been mine before I had even met him. There were many Christmas decorations of sentimental value that had been gifts, and others that were actually ornaments that had used to belong to my grandparents. I had no idea what he did with those, and they're gone forever. However, after a few visits with him, my daughter began coming home with some of those missing clothes. After the divorce, he ended up moving, supposedly to be closer to his brother. I don't know if he continued not seeing that woman he had been emailing. I found out earlier this year he did end up remarrying to his former high school girlfriend. Yes, the one whose nude portrait hung above our bed. I used to have nightmares after I left him. Fortunately, I met a really great guy, and the nightmares eventually went away. When I met him, I was reluctant to be in another relationship. I had been seeing a therapist after leaving and told her about my reluctance. She told me that it was okay. I had actually been alone in the 3 years that I was with my ex. I figured that it was probably a rebound relationship. Plus, he lived a whole other time zone away, so I figured I wouldn't be pressured into anything serious. But my rebound relationship ended up being my soulmate. He's sweet and funny, and yeah, a bit of a smartass. He makes me laugh, and I can be myself again. As horrible of a life it was with my ex, I feel like I learned what the important things are in a relationship, such as patience and never taking your spouse for granted. Don't stress out over little things like when they leave the toilet seat up or leave their dirty dishes in the sink instead of putting them in the empty dishwasher right next to it. All of that is nothing compared to emotional and physical abuse that some women, unfortunately, have to deal with. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. That gave me chills at the end.
Yeah. I'm happy she found someone.
That's got to be hard to learn how to trust and love again after, like, you know, your person that's supposed to be there for you isn't.
Well, I think what's important is, you know, these women are very open about saying that they went to therapy during and after these situations, which is, I think, very important.
I agree. Therapy's a great thing, even if you haven't been through a domestic violence or IPV situation.
Yes. Okay. Well, again, thank you to all three women for submitting those. Why don't we switch gears, because October is another important month.
Okay, yes. So we did want to recognize that October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I got some more information from a bunch of websites. One of them is breastcancer.org, Wikipedia, of course. And then I did go to Susan G. Komen for a little bit, just out of curiosity, but then I'll explain my hesitance for using their stuff later. So what is Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Ingrid, do you know why? Do you know when? Do you know how? No? Okay. It's held in October every year, and it was created in 1985 to promote screening and prevention of the disease. Oh my gosh, now I can't read. Great. Which affects 1 in 8 women in the United States every year and 2.3 million women worldwide. Known best for its pink-themed color, the month features a number of campaigns and programs conducted by groups ranging from breast cancer advocacy organizations to local community organizations to major retailers. And it's all aimed at supporting people diagnosed with breast cancer, including metastatic breast cancer, educating people about breast cancer risk factors, stressing the importance of regular screening, starting at age 40 or an age that's appropriate for your personal risk. It's also actually a metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day, which I actually didn't know, and that's October 13th. And about 30% of early stage breast cancer eventually metastasizes, which means it spreads to other parts of the body away from the breast. And that day is intended to drive awareness to the need for more research about metastatic disease. There's also a Men's Breast Cancer Awareness Week. So although breast cancer is much more common in women, breast cancer also affects men too. So in 2021, President Joe Biden designated October 17th to October 23rd as Men's Breast Cancer Awareness Week. About 2,710 American men this year are expected to be diagnosed with breast cancer, and about 530 are expected to die from the disease. So it's about a fifth of them? But lack of awareness and stigma can be barriers to detection and care. Some men, trans men, and non-binary people choose to call their cancer chest cancer instead of breast cancer. So there is a little controversy with breast cancer awareness, which I did not know this. So although many people feel supported by the month's events, activities, and pink merchandise, others, especially those diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, dislike Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The ubiquitous pink ribbons and celebratory atmosphere can seem like a distraction from the very real need for greater understanding about the disease and more research leading to better treatments. Many people are also offended by what's known as pink washing. So I'll say companies use pink ribbons to promote products or services that may actually increase the risk of breast cancer, or they are sponsoring pink ribbon promotions that raise large sums of money with only a small portion going to breast cancer research or supporting people during their breast cancer treatment. The Think Before You Pink is a campaign designed to improve awareness to pink washing and to help people donate in the most effective way to the cause. So that's where Wikipedia comes in. So I Googled pink washing because that was the first time I ever heard of it. And there's actually 2 definitions for pink washing. There's pink washing for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And then there's also pink washing for the LGBTQ population. So I'm not going to cover that right now, although it is LGBTQ History Month. So shout out to that as well. But so Susan G. Komen is actually one of them. They partnered with, I think it was Yoplait to do they had like the pink ribbon on like the Yoplait.
I remember that.
Yeah, but some of the ingredients in the yogurt was actually seen to be linked to cancer. And then Susan G. Komen, the research has actually had problems with the trail of the money to the actual research studies. So it was that. And then, so it originally started with some guy was sending out pink ribbons to people when they, like, I think it was like before Breast Cancer Awareness Month started. And I didn't write this down because silly me, why would I? And so like he was actually giving out pink ribbons to people and be like, wear this so we can bring awareness to what's going on. Cause like the pink ribbon stood out. And so that's why like the initial part of the pink ribbon was a beautiful thing, but now it's being put on so much stuff that it's almost, if you see a pink ribbon on it and you're not well educated on what the actual brand and everything that it is, you may be contributing to something that causes cancer, or you may be putting your money towards a company that is not actually funding research for breast cancer. And there was a couple makeup companies that were using it. I can't remember which makeup companies, but again, parts of their products were known to cause carcinogens. Maybe not carcinogens, but things that were linked to cancer. So that's what pinkwashing is. Okay, so if you want to learn more about breast cancer, it can be Breast Cancer Awareness Month can be a good reminder to learn more about breast cancer, the risk factors for you and those you love, and how to minimize them, and the importance of being screened for the disease. So in 2022 in the United States, it's estimated that 43,780 people, 43,250 women, and 530 men are going to die from breast cancer. According to the CDC, about 9% of all cases of breast cancer in the U.S. are found in women younger than 45. Breast cancer risk increases as women get older. Black women are less likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer than white women, but 41% are more likely to die from the disease. About 170,000 people in the United States are living with metastatic breast cancer. So some of the risk factors, just being a woman and getting older, are the two, are the two biggest risk factors for breast cancer. The factors are difficult to change, obviously, but you can change other risk factors such as smoking, drinking alcohol, and not exercising regularly. They also encourage regular breast self-exams, an annual exam by your doctor, and yearly mammograms are important tools. So another thing, so there's some things that you can do for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm actually going to interject something right here. So when I was 23, I was on a ship. I was in the Navy, and they used to have these little like things hanging in the shower, little plastic signs, and it would be like, so while you're taking a shower, do your self-exam, and that like it would tell you about the circular motion and everything of how to do it. So I remember like being on this aircraft carrier doing my self-exam, and I felt a lump, and it totally freaks me out. And I was like, man, I'm crazy. Like I'm absolutely crazy. It's not a thing. Like it must just be something. And so then I didn't do anything, and I waited. Gosh, I don't even know how long I waited, maybe a month or two. And I was like, all right, finally, maybe I'll go see my provider, my primary care doctor about it. And so I remember back then in the Navy, like you didn't have a primary care doctor, you had a flight surgeon. And I never had the same flight surgeon because of the type of squadron I was in. And so I had this guy I'd never seen before. And I was like, so I'm concerned. I have this lump in my, in my breast. And so like he went to do the examination, and he's like, oh my God. That was his response when he felt the lump in my breast. And I was like, well, that's great. Thanks. Really good side bed manner. Great. And so
bedside or side bed?
Both. So he automatically sent me to a specialist. I think it was actually a surgeon. He's like, you just need to go straight to the surgeon. He sent me to someone. And so like I never actually got a mammogram. They did it. They're like, hey, so we can do a biopsy and see if it's cancerous, or we could just take the whole thing out. And they tell me it was about the size of a quarter, like in like a walnut shell. Like that's what the size of it was. So it was pretty significant. And Yeah, I was like, take the whole thing out. Like, why even take a part out to test it? Like, just take it all. And so they took it all out. And luckily, like it was not cancerous because apparently cysts and breasts run in our family. So I totally concur with the news of do self-exams because, I mean, that could have been something. It wasn't, but it definitely could have been. And I was 23. I was very, very young at that time. Anyways, so things to do this Breast Cancer Awareness Month, self-exams. And also, if you delayed your annual mammogram because of COVID, schedule your appointment now and encourage your friends and family to do the same. Learn more about breast cancer and how it affects people's lives from podcasts, videos, and medically reviewed educational content. You can join in community discussion forums, ask questions, connect with others. You can attend a virtual meetup for support. Or if you have a diagnosis or if you're a caretaker, and you can support the work of advocacy organizations, and you can consider making a donation to the organization of your choice. And I strongly encourage you to do research on that organization to make sure it's not part of that pink washing.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I know a few people personally who did have breast cancer. And I won't say their names because I don't know if they feel comfortable with it, but definitely thinking of you ladies in Orlando. Love you.
Love you.
And I mean, honestly, anyone who's
And family.
Oh, yes, and family. Sorry.
And family in Florida.
Love you too.
I remembered you. Ingrid didn't.
Yeah. Sorry. Maybe your daughter won't say anything to you.
Oh, you better. You better.
But anyway, any survivors out there or fighters, we're thinking of you, and we love you too.
Absolutely. And please try to do the preventative measures. Please. You never know. I mean, if the factors are being a woman and getting older, any biological female is at risk every day as they get older.
Well, anyone is at risk, actually. So
true.
Guys, don't forget to do it too.
Mm-hmm. And don't be ashamed either.
No, don't. Okay. Well, this is the only episode you guys get this week. We're back to one a week because we're tired.
So you want to do the bees?
The bees, yeah.
You want to go first?
Yes. And
I'll go first. Oh, you want to go first? You said yes. I forgot what I am so tired right now.
You want this? Great. I'll do it. Be self-examining.
Be nice to animals and people. I'm so sorry. That was so messed up for a second.
And be grateful for what you do have.
Be understanding because you never know what someone else is going through.
Ooh, and be careful over Halloween. Keep an eye on your kiddos. Don't lose anybody. Check the candy.
Parents, open all the wrappers. Make sure all the candy is okay.
Eat it all.
Exactly. And eat it all.
But I'm not sure if this is an issue elsewhere, but I know in Georgia and Tennessee, it's becoming more of an issue is little things of fentanyl. People are taking fentanyl and grinding it down and putting it into something that looks like Smarties. They're multicolored. They're circular tablets, and they have a little emblem on them, and they're lethal. So keep an eye out for that.
I saw something on that. I don't know if it was on the news or Facebook, but I saw something about that.
Yeah.
Good thing is no one really likes Smarties. They're like the last of the candy.
I like the chewy Smarties.
Oh, yeah. Those are delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, those are chewy sweet tarts.
Yep, that's what it is. Yeah.
Smarties are just Smarties.
Yeah, the Smarties, I always thought I would try to use them like as dye because they look like the Easter egg dye tablets.
True. So can I, are you guys dressing up? Are you dressing up with your children for Halloween?
I surely am.
Oh, what are you guys going to be?
Well, my oldest son is going to be the Mandalorian. And
oh, God, he's so cool.
he has a cute little Grogu that he's little pouch he's going to carry.
Does he have so he has a Grogu,
yes.
Grogu, Baby Yoda?
Yes. And my middle son is going to be Darth Maul.
Why is he a bad guy?
I don't know. And my daughter she wants to be the little girl Leia from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Cute. But I am your daughter.
And since she's little Leia, she wants me to be little Leia's mom. So I am going to be
Amidala?
Padme Amidala. And I really wanted to get that big red costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, I didn't get it. It was like $200 and it would get here like December. And that was 2 months ago.
Are you going to do your face makeup like her? Like where she does like the color in the middle?
I would have if I had found that costume, but I don't have that one. So then I got 2 other costumes and had them choose. So one is where she's like the handmaid and she has like a hood on and it.
Oh, when she was hiding and pretending?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So there was that, and I put that on, and they all looked at me. They're like, they didn't think I looked like anybody.
So for anyone that has no idea what we're talking about, this is Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
We can't act like everyone would know that.
Yeah. They're like, what are they talking about? And then, so I ended up it's called the lake dress. And it's a really pretty dress. It's where she and Anakin are just like, I think they're like on a date or something. It's a really short scene. But for whatever reason, it's a big costume. And so I put that one on. And of course, all 3 of my kids are like, you look like a princess in that.
Aww,
and so I don't know that if you don't know Star Wars, you'll have no idea who I am.
Well, I mean, if you're with the Mandalorian and Darth Maul and Princess Leia.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone's going to know who she is. Oh, I did get her a little Lola toy, though. She doesn't know she has it yet. So she can carry that around with her.
A little what?
Lola toy. Have you seen Obi-Wan?
No.
It's on Disney, folks.
Disney Plus. Plug.
And it's Ewan McGregor, whom I love. So anyway, she has a little robot or droid called Lola.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cute. No, that's on our list of things to watch. We're still trying to get through. There's a show called Lock and Key on Netflix.
Have you?
I love that show.
Yeah.
We're on season 3, episode 4.
Is that the last season?
Yeah, it's the most recent one. Yeah.
Okay. I think
it's such a good show.
I think I'm on it. Okay.
I think it's, are you going to ask what we are?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But you won't stop talking. What are you guys going to be?
So my son is a pirate. And my daughter chose to dress up as Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we went to a event over the weekend. And of course, like everyone, all the other little girls, again, like my daughter 2 years ago, she was Superman when everyone else was dressed as like princesses and, you know, like feminine stuff. So she's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And so my boy, his costume was amazing. And everyone's like, oh, how cute. Look at the little pirate. And Livy, or my daughter, I don't care if you know her name, she questioned her choice in costume. I was like, oh my gosh, no, you look amazing. But like I had to piece it together because the costume that we had didn't come in her size. So the one I got, it was for like a size 12 to 14, like not teenager, but like mid-teen. Yes. And I was like, maybe I could just, sew it and adapt it, but it was too much. So I got her like an actual shell and swords and like, a little tutu that has a Leonardo belt on it. And she just wore a green outfit underneath, but her turtle shell was awesome. And of course she had the, eye mask on. And so, she wanted to actually change her costume yesterday when we were looking at stuff. And she went, and I was like, no, honey. I was like, you look great. You look amazing. And so I was like, would it make you feel better if I dress up with you? And so I'm dressing up with my daughter and I will be Raphael because he was my favorite. Him and Mikey, actually, they're kind of tied. Like it's 50-50. And So then my husband, I bought him a pirate t-shirt, and then I also bought him a pirate bandana with fake black dreads coming out of it. So he is also going to be dressing up. He agreed to it, though.
Okay. I was going to say, does he know it?
Yeah, he does.
I dress up every year.
I didn't last year or the year before, or I've actually never dressed up with my kids. I've only dressed up with your kids. Yeah.
Yeah, and you dressed up as Smee.
I had a great Smee costume.
It was a great Smee costume.
I was thoroughly impressed with that. Yeah, well, happy Halloween to everybody. We'll talk to you on All Saints Day, and we hope you enjoy your episode this week, and we'll come back next week for some just stuff.
We don't know.
So anyways, rate, review, subscribe to us.
And give us some feedback. Let us know what you think.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Jessica doesn't know what she's doing anymore.
I don't.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye. If you would like to reach out to us or submit your situation, please contact us at anothersituationpodcast@gmail.com or find us on Instagram at Another Situation Podcast. We're also on Facebook at Another Situation.
Another Situation is produced and edited by Point 5 Pinoy. Music is written and performed by Tim Crow.